we were both able. Shit? Yeah, they're obviously talking shit. They don't. Why would they have anything nice to say about me? I got 10 years to fill a stadium, but only 2 minutes to fill your cranium. Humble the poet, signing in. People that are coming at you, not all, but most, are they're just looking for a reaction. They just want to be noticed. And if you don't notice them, then they move on to the next person who may notice them. And every once in a while, I'll get a message from somebody sincerely being like, yo, I dig your stuff. I like your stuff. But when you said this, it made me feel like this. And if I can see that there's like a genuine, like, please help me understand this, I try my best to reply. And then people in real life too. I get, actually, Lily's mom punks me a lot for the stuff I write. I promote self-sufficiency, but if I say stuff like, you know, give a damn about yourself before you give a damn about other people, like, she looks at that as like, that's selfish. As a parent, how would I have raised my child if I thought like that? And I get that. And then we will have a conversation and I'll be able to explain that, well, 95% of the people that I'm talking to don't have kids. For those people, they deserve explanations and they get their explanations. Beyond that, explaining is draining. Like, justifying your life to other people is just gonna slow everything down, and there's no point. And these people, they don't deserve the explanations. Like Dr. Seuss said, those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. Yes.
Is there a moment that you can talk about where you said something that you shouldn't have, where it might have affected you more?
There was a moment where I did a music video with Lily in 2012. She was playing the girl, like, we were kind of making fun of Hindi movies. The track's called Morning. The premise of the video is Lily's the hot girl and I'm like singing to her and dancing to her, but we're making fun of that idea that you can win a girl over with a song. And then obviously that part doesn't get picked up by everybody, so they just see it as that typical, he got a girl in this video. And she's wearing Indian clothes and I'm wearing a suit. No one's naked. Nothing even remotely. There's no intimate scenes. There's nothing. I think at one point I hugged her. And then some point... How could you? Yeah, how could I? And then somebody had just made a comment about it. And then they made a comment about, like, they brought up the gurus. And they brought them up and saying that, you know, I'm disrespecting them by doing this with women. And then I made a very insensitive comment. And that just set off a storm. Made it into the newspapers, and every other year now it still comes up.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, like they take screenshots of the comment and it still comes up, and that got me a lot of death threats. And then that started opening a can of worms with like the very, very religious people in different parts of the world, because then it also came out that my main producer Acknowledge is gay, so it's like, this guy's disrespecting the gurus. He works with gay people. He's dancing with girls. It just opened up this whole can, and I think that was probably the first time that like people in my family, because at that point I was already past the like I'd read the comments, laugh, and go on with my day. But I think that was the first time my family would see them, and then they were afraid. I didn't know what to do about that because I couldn't just be like, relax, don't worry about it. And I think since then they've learned. So like now, my mom was reading me stuff from like a Punjabi newspaper that was talking about me. We were both able. Yeah, they're obviously talking shit. They don't. Why would they have anything nice to say about me? But it was something very random. I didn't even like. I'm not sure what happened. I feel like some other artist. I think it was Fateh. He won an award. So he wins this award. The newspaper's covering it, but they decide they got to take a shit on everybody. So like, Fateh's trash. And like his friend Humble the Poet, and I'm sitting there like I've done like one song with this guy like 8 years ago. Like I have no idea why my name is getting thrown in. And so it was one of those. And then I think I tried to explain to my mom the idea of clickbait and the idea of using people's names to get attention or whatever. So I think they're kind of getting it, but I can imagine if somebody I cared about was getting death threats and stuff like that. I think it's also kind of like, as I continually move and become a lot more, I operate a lot more here and a lot less here. I have to remind myself that most people operate here. And I don't want to look at my work in terms of that way, but obviously people have strongly held beliefs, and if you disrespect their beliefs, then they think you're disrespecting them. And that comes with the territory, but I think it's probably my job as an artist is to push that. I feel like in the last 5 years, I haven't encountered that anymore. Probably the people that saw me as a problem just probably gave up. realizing that I'm not going to change. As well as I got more successful and became a public image and Kanye West took a picture with me, then it's something to be proud of all of a sudden. Like, oh, look, one of ours made it. So there's always that. And I saw the same thing with Lily. There was a lot of hate for her, and then she made it into the Forbes list, and then everyone got nice. Everybody, you know, he moved to Hollywood. Everyone's like, oh my God, she's one of us now. And that's the pattern. So it's kind of like, when I noticed the pattern, it was like, okay, I don't care about your hate, nor do I care about your acceptance. And I think that's what we have to do as creatives, is we have to abandon this idea, because as human beings, we're tribal. So as human beings, we understand ourselves in relation to other people and the acceptance that we gain from them. But the problem is, when you're an artist, you don't get to play that game anymore. You have to just focus on your territory. And your territory is whatever you do. And that's got to be your work and your reward. And you can't really worry about what other people think. And that's really difficult in an age where I post something and I know exactly how many people saw it, how many people liked it, how many people ignored it, you know. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, I want these numbers matter. My views on this video matter. My followers on these things matter, because it also equates to how much money you make, or, you know, how many opportunities you get. It's just tricky, because I think I just realized that if you play that game for too long, then you get trapped in it, and then you're like all the other miserable millionaires I know in Los Angeles. So we'll take a different approach, which is, let's do what we like, find people who dig it, and then just disregard the rest and kind of build our own community that way. Thank you so much for watching. As always, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. Click down there for one of my other videos. I make a lot of really cool videos, check them out. Click over here to listen to my music. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe. Click right here. Please share this with people that you care about and people that you don't. Much love.